Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor, and today we're going to be starting a brand new campaign with Malakai McKyson. So as always, if you enjoy the content, please be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out a ton on the channel. If you'd like to sponsor a campaign yourself, just email me at thestrategyprofessor@mind. Let me know what you have in mind, and or thestrategyprofessor.com. Let me know what you have in mind. It's just $3 an episode, minimum 10 episodes. But please email me first before you donate so that I can make sure I'll have time to get it out in a timely fashion. And if you just want to support the channel in general for a lesser amount, less than a quarter a day, just consider becoming a member. It helps out a ton. It's less than a quarter a day, $5 a month, if you enjoy the no cheese in-depth commentary. Okay, let's go ahead and get in here. And be sure to check out the rest of the content as well. I am doing a Tamarcon campaign right now, and I'm going to start cranking out even more campaigns, just like the good old days. And speaking of the good old days, there are dozens and dozens, probably even 100 or so campaigns on this channel backlogged since the very beginning of Total War Warhammer 1. So if you really like this style of content, be sure to go back and check out some of the classics as well. Okay, so this guy's pretty interesting. I've played through about maybe 10 turns or so of him just to kind of get the hang of it, and it has been a couple of weeks since I did it because I decided to go with Tamarcon first, which is a wonderful campaign, so be sure to check that out too. But this guy's pretty good. So first up, you get access to adventures, which is... It's kind of like the Changeling, like you don't actually have to go anywhere, but there are like different objectives that you can achieve in an area, and you can kind of choose how you want to do it. You don't have to do all of the objectives, and it's usually like kill so many units. Excuse me. Or, you know, just do other like interesting types of stuff in a region. And then after, you get different bonuses on different types of units for doing that, and there's a big quest battle at the end which unlocks some other permanent bonuses. So it's pretty cool, and I haven't gone through most of them, so it'll be a surprise as we go through, but it's just some nice variety added into the gameplay, some nice little mini objectives that you go for, so that's cool. And then they reworked the grudge system as well on all dwarfs, so now you're heavily encouraged to be as aggressive as possible. It's almost the exact opposite of what it was before with the dwarfs. So now you just want to go and just kill as many things as possible, people that you have grudges against, and then every 10 turns or so, you'll get some extra units and extra buffs, depending on how aggressive you were. So, I really like that. I like aggressive playstyles. I'm a little worried because for kind of especially newer players or players that like that slower, more defensive style, it punishes you for that now. And the dwarves were one of the kind of go-to factions for newer or more casual players that just wanted to sit back and defend and just kind of play a slower campaign. So it does kind of, you know, convert it from easy mode to more aggressive type of mode, which I like, but again, I'm worried, you know, maybe other players won't like it as much, but I think mostly it's going to be a positive thing. Okay, and there's some other changes too, we'll talk about when we get in there. But, I mean, the big one is he's kind of like a horde faction too. He gets this, like, Spirit of Grungni airship that comes with him. So it's similar to like Vampire Coast, where you can kind of, or shipbuilding sort of as you go along, where you can hire units with your lords, but you can also hire units directly from buildings and towns. So we probably won't do that much with McKyson, but he's the only lord that has this. So if we get other lords, we'll still have to recruit units, unless they're around him within range of the airship. They'll still have to recruit them in the traditional way. But I really like horde-like factions, so I think it's great. You get to be aggressive, you get to be on the move a lot, so I like that addition. I wish you could pay a cost or like build this airship with other dwarfs as well. I know that would make him a little bit less unique, but again, I just really, really like being able to keep the aggression going and not having to like globally recruit and wait for, you know, 4 turns for a 2-turn unit type of thing. Okay. Or they could just make global recruitment a lot easier, where it's still like a lot of money, but you can get tech upgrades or otherwise, you know, just make it to where it's fewer turns to globally recruit, which a lot of factions are doing that too. But anyways, okay, so you get the adventures thing that we just talked about. You get control of Gotrek and Felix, so you get a couple of extra pretty good heroes to start off with as well. Upkeep reduction for artillery and flying war machines. I think the gyrocopters are a lot better now, so we'll check that out when we get in there. Recruit rank for artillery and war machines. This is all armies too. This is not just you, so that's really handy. And then you get the airship, you get deranged munitions, which just makes something do extra damage. And then you get 20% extra damage for artillery and flying war machines. Okay, then we're going to go into settings here. So if you're I play on Legendary and Hard. I always have since day one. But now they've changed it. So you need to make sure, if you like that playstyle, Iron Man is selected. I made this mistake with Tamarcon. Okay, so traditionally this was standard with Legendary. Iron Man was automatically in there. And what Iron Man is, it basically means that it automatically saves the game after every turn and after every battle. And you cannot go back. You cannot save scum. You cannot manually save. You just have to deal with the consequences of what just happened. And I like that. I think it makes every action have a little bit more meaning to it if there are consequences to it, if you just can't save scum all the time. I know some people differ on that. Some people, you know, if you run into some what feels like bad luck or whatever, a battle just doesn't go your way, or something weird happens, everybody gangs up on you the next turn, or something like that. I get it, but I personally like having the consequences for it and just trying to deal with it. So if you like that too, make sure you have the Iron Man mode checked before you start, because again, it's not standard anymore. And then also they added the AI stats modifier. So now apparently you can play Legendary, but take off the stats. So they just, I mean, I guess it's good for people to play the game the way they want to play it. But this is another thing that used to be standard with Legendary. Legendary used to mean something. It was Iron Man. It was AI stats. But I don't want to be like some elitist gatekeeper. You know, if you want to play something and call it Legendary and not have the stats modifier or not have Iron Man, but still get Legendary so you can tell your friends or something, sure. I mean, ultimately, who cares? It's just a game for fun. So they're just giving people more options. But if you do want, again, kind of the hardest experience available without mods, make sure you click the AI stat modifier and the Iron Man mode. Okay. So Legendary, very hard. Iron Man, stats maxed out, stat modifier. And it tells you what they are now, which is cool, because it used to be kind of mysterious. So the AI gets plus 8 leadership, and then plus 10% to a lot of stats. Melee attack, defense, reload skills, so they attack faster, armor piercing damage, base damage. So they get all of that. And then this gives you, Legendary gives you extra upkeep costs. Enemy builds stuff a lot faster. You get negative leadership. You get negative public order. Or I guess the leadership thing is probably very hard. Enemy forces have good reaction times. So this is another thing that changed, and I'll mention this, then we'll just get into I'll make sure we get in there and get into a fight pretty quickly. But, they will dodge almost all of your mortar shells, or any artillery, really, that's not like super fast artillery. They will dodge a lot of it. So that really hurts many campaigns that relied on mortars. So like Empire early on, Skaven to an extent with the catapults. You have some, like if you want to run like Grudge Settlers or like the Grudge Throwers, they'll dodge those on Legendary. They target your units a lot smarter. Yeah, they evade artillery and spells. They say it right there. So, anyways, okay. Here we go. So that was a change a while ago. Maybe a year ago or so. It was like a Warhammer 3 thing. So like I said, check out Tamarcon. I'll have a link at the beginning of this video to the Tamarcon campaign as well, probably. Yeah, I think I can put up 2 links. I am probably going to do Elspeth at some point. I did do some episodes with her early on, but it is kind of frustrating. Gunpowder units in general are really difficult to manage because of line of sight unless they're mobile. And you can get some outriders and things like that early, which is okay, but a lot of her stuff hinges on handgunners, cannons, stuff like that early on, and especially on sieges, it's particularly worthless. It feels like on sieges. The dwarves get around that, though, because you can get the flying war machines, which allows you to reposition, and line of sight is not as much of an issue. So
let's get started.
Now, it does mean that stuff like the cannons are going to be not amazing early on. The dwarf thunders and stuff. So a lot of your artillery is still going to be a problem, especially on sieges. But
Malakai Makaisan.
again, these things, the gyrocopters early on, are really, really nice. So
I'll make you into snowman.
let me show you these airship buildings really quick, and then we'll move on. So you get the gyrocopters potentially at tier 3, and these things are very expensive gold-wise, but they get built in one turn. So technically, and not every unit is here, it's just a bunch of them, but you could get something like a Thunder Barge. You do have to get the growth, but the growth is way faster than normal growth usually. So you're really just gated by money, but you can tech up and get some high-tech stuff pretty quickly. Again, not everything in the game. Notably, like high-end infantry are not here, like hammers, and those types of units. But you can get gyro bombers. Now, I haven't tried these yet, so I don't know how much better these are. There are 4 of them now. I'm pretty sure it used to just be 1, unless I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure it used to just be 1 on the gyro bomber. I just noticed that. So that right there is already going to be pretty huge. Now, I don't know it, because that's all 4 of them hitting. It is explosion damage, but at 500 damage, if 4 of these are hitting a like a lord or something, that's 2,000 damage potentially. So this could be a lot better. And they have several bombs too, I think. Yeah, they have 11 bombs, and now there's 4 of them dropping bombs instead of just 1. So that could actually be quite a good unit now, and it's a lot cheaper. And you've got the Thunder Barge. I haven't tried these Troll Hammer torpedoes, but they could be okay. One big change, I think, and we'll have to test this out, but I looked this up online the other day when I was thinking about this campaign. The Iron Drakes are only 2 turns to recruit now, which they used to be 3. So that was really annoying, but now it's only 2 turns, which is handy. And you can get all of the Slayer things pretty early on the airship as well. So you get most of the good stuff. Then you have your standard like extra experience there, recruitment cost, some tradable resources, upkeep reduction. This one gives you recruitment capacity, influence size, Spirit Thunderbirder upgraded. Okay, so you get to move faster. Duration is faster on Spirit of Grungni. And then airship growth and casualty replenishment. You probably want that one pretty quickly. And it looks like you do have to pay a flat growth. I don't think it multiplies like growth used to way back in the day with Horth buildings. I think this is just a flat number, but I'm not 100% about that, so we'll have to see as we get in. Okay, let's go ahead and get a fight here. And then you'll notice the grudge system. You have to get so many of this currency called grudges, and the maximum amount here is 1920. I think they hot buffed this to where it's easier to get to the number, because it was kind of hard in my practice. But you'll see these guys are worth 152, and there's a lot of stuff that goes in there based on how much these factions have sort of messed with you. So like these guys are worth 152, 199 for their towns, 140 over here. Skaven's worth a pretty good amount. Norskins are worth a little bit less, and these chaos things to the north are not worth very much at all. So these people could come for us. We still do have red climate, which is really annoying for chaotic waste, so you really can't go up there and do very much. So that's always really frustrating when some of those types of factions are right on your door and they could be hostile and you can't go actually kill them, or it's like not worth it to go kill them. So we'll see. I suspect that's going to be annoying later on in the game, but maybe the Ursine guy takes him out. We'll see. Okay. And we can't get any like immediate units right away, so let's go ahead and fight this.
It's me. Let's give them.
Alright, and then we'll fight it. Now, Slayers in general are super cool, but remember, they have almost no armor. Like, they literally have no armor. So they did give them something where if some of the higher end ones, where if they stay in combat, they eventually get some damage resistance, but they are going to take a lot of damage, so you have to be very, very careful with them. And Gotrek is like that too, where he does a lot of damage, but the 0 armor. These units can get clapped really quickly, so you gotta be careful. And your Lord is also 0 armor. You don't want to be here because this line of sight with your cannon is going to be bad. So, I think you just want to be like up here, max range with the cannon. The cannons don't have very much splash damage, so they're intended. You're intended to aim for like large units, so we'd want to hit him with it. But he's going to be kind of walking through these trees at us. Yeah, right here we're going to have line of sight issues, so I think we just have to let him walk through the trees. Obviously, we want to match up Go Trick with him. Now, these are anti-infantry, so we do not want to frontline those. We still want to frontline our other infantry, which is very sus right now. Because all we have are these miners. And this is a flamethrower gun now, so it's only got 9 ammo. So it's not anti-large anymore. It does like huge, you know, just flamethrower rounds. So it's very, very good at taking out infantry. This guy's really going to be one of our only sort of frontliners that we can use that's going to be effective. So we'll have him fighting the large thing. We'll be shooting the large thing, and we'll try to be use the thunders on the large thing. Actually, we'll make those our 3. I'm used to having some ranged there. Okay, and we'll probably just try to hit these. Nurglings aren't going to be that big of a deal. See if we can at least slow these guys down. Oh crap, I forgot about those toads. I didn't see them.
Let's see how this goes. Back to back.
Oh, can we not? We don't have line of sight. I swear, dude. The line of sight on these things. I do not like that matchup. Faked. Oh, I can't turn. It's just doing like no damage there, hardly. I wonder if we can charge these in the back and do a little damage here. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. I'm kind of firing into my own dudes there. Let's not. Let's not.
Yes, yes! Berserker! Slay!
He's taking a little heat.
Get them a smacking!
All right, let's see if we can fire on big dude there.
All out! Slayers! Anew! Kill it! Move now! Go! Will do! Jäger! Forward!
Okay, that was a nice hit on the big dude there.
Gyrocopter!
Alright, get the gyrocopters out. Charge them in the back, did a little damage. There we go.
I will! Down! Vengeance! Strike out! Charge! Charge!
Okay, I think they're all done. Alright, so yeah, it's a little bit harder than your initial fight with some of the units out there, but
Cousin!
it's not that bad. Like, we didn't lose that many units. Gotrek is actually pretty healthy there. And usually he's kind of beaten up, so. Cannon actually did some surprisingly good damage. But yeah, that's kind of what you want to do, is just move around your units, dance around, do some damage to enemy units, and will let your artillery keep firing. You can go out and skirmish with the gyrocopters. Gyrocopters really are the key, I think, to a lot of dwarf success, because otherwise they're very slow and they have a hard time flanking. That's basically your cavalry. It's like your skirmisher cav, so I think that they're really important. Okay, so control or Oath Gold and Treasury. Oath Gold is quite strong and money is good. Income from all buildings for 2 turns. 10%. I don't think that's enough. Yeah, I think we just go with Oath Gold.
Grudges must be paid in blood. You know the rules.
Okay. You get a few extra things here. More crew. Summon the Spirit of Gungni in a fight. Okay, we got that. So we got Oath Gold and Airship Crew. So we get some nice growth.
Malakai Mackayson, greatest
And then usually you want to go through the blue tree on Legendary, almost always. Their blue tree kind of sucks, I'm going to be honest. They still haven't updated that, so that's bad. But construction costs minus 9%. Now that's only for a local region. But Iron Willed, so he's not, he's still not going to be a great person that you want in frontline combat ever. Like, he never gets a mount, I don't think, or anything like that. So, I don't know. Lightning Strike is just so strong. Enables Lightning Strike. But then the rest of this is just very questionable. 6%. Man, this might be the worst blue tree in the game. It's like, Iron Will is good, Lightning Strike is good, but you don't have upkeep reduction. You don't have, like, just any other, like, income-based stuff that really matters. And Inquiring Minds. Okay, that's pretty good. They changed this, so at least you have the upkeep reduction there, research rate. So that's still good. But man, you're paying a big cost to get Lightning Strike with this guy. Other side, you have the red tree. Now this tree with most factions has been nerfed. This used to be +12/+12 back in the day. It does reasonable scaling. It doesn't affect hammers, but it does affect longbeards. So that's pretty good. Ammunition for Quarrelers, Thunders, and Rangers. So not a lot of higher level stuff. And it's missile strength. So I think it used to just be like 12 missile strength and maybe reload time. But that's a lot less DPS. Ammo. and range, so it's not missile strength. So not great, but you typically do run through all of your ammo. So effectively, this is 20% more damage. It just takes a lot more time to realize that extra damage. That might be worth it because, as I said, the flying units really are clutch, and they made the gyro bombers a lot better, and the thunder barge is probably good. Fire and Fury. Most of those units probably aren't that great. The flamethrowers are probably okay. This is for your higher level stuff. So this is good. 6 melee attack and 12% strength. So we almost certainly will want that. That's all your high-end infantry, including like hammers and all of your Slayer variants. So that's pretty strong. We might actually want to rush that because we do have some okay Slayers and we can build Slayers out pretty quickly. Okay, so ammo. So this is for our traditional artillery. That might be worth it, but I doubt it because a lot of it's gunpowder. I said before, I would just rather run... I mean, you want some of those units, and we probably will get some, but you want to run mostly like your flying units as your big damage. So, I mean, Root Marcher is obviously good. I guess we'll get Root Marcher first, and then maybe Inspiring Presence. I don't know if we're going to need the Lightning Strike early. It's so many wasted points to get there. Yeah, he doesn't even have like bonus versus large like typical Slayers. So that's kind of rough. I think we'll go for the Red Tree upgrades. Some of these fights early on are kind of tricky. Okay, training.
Slayer. Explosives.
Does anybody, do any of our other heroes have training? I think Thane probably does. Okay, Thane does have training, but how likely are we to get a Thane? We do need that for Longbeards. And they got rid of all the secondary buildings, so that's amazing. And I talked about this, or I will talk about this in Empire when I do this as well. But now you don't have to build your secondary, like, armory buildings to get the great weapon variants or to get hammers or any other stuff. You can just get them straight up, which is nice. That guy has replenished troops. Probably won't, I don't know, like, the Iron Drakes are okay, but the most important thing is these gyrocopters. And this is a huge buff where you can get these guys at tier 2 now, which is amazing. And they actually have quite a bit of ammo at 40. I think they only have like one bomb, but they have like armor piercing damage. So they do less than they used to. I think they used to do like 100 damage or something. So they do less kind of splash damage, but they still have some explosive damage. And how many rounds they fire? Might just be 1 round per. So these are kind of your focus large unit thing. But again, if you're hitting a large unit, it's like 800, 900 a round. With everything all in. Maybe not that much. But it's a lot. They're pretty good. So it feels like they have been nerfed a little bit. Maybe. We'll try them out. Like this guy's the much, much bigger damage at 133, but he has a lot less ammo. So he's going to blow through all of his ammo faster. And these guys just light people up. Okay, so we definitely want this first. This dude has mobility. And we're going to need a front line for Dwarf Warriors. So yeah, how often am I going to get this Thane for training? Probably not a ton early on. And we can just put other points in there. And the replenishment, we will probably get one of these guys early. So I'm just trying to figure out if I want to put the points in training. I think I do. And then I think I'll get replenishment with him too. And especially later on, we can split people up and divvy it up that way. It's just kind of wasted points if you're going to get something else anyways. And then over here, I think we just wait. The experience per turn I don't think is worth it. Upkeep cost and recruitment cost is very nice, but that is going to cost us a growth. And I would really like to get to tier 2 to go ahead and get this guy, start leveling him up. Slayer Pirates are... they don't have that much ammo, and they frankly aren't that good in combat. I mean, 32 or 38 melee attack, 32 defense, 28 weapon strength. I don't know. I'm not impressed. I would just rather have normal Slayers. Even against non-anti-large, right? They still have 48 weapon strength. It's like almost double. Okay. And then, so yeah, I think I would rather just... it's the same airship strength. We can't get a lot of the heroes. We can get an engineer, but like we can't get a Thane and that other stuff. And I mean, you really kind of do want a Thane early on. Like you just need more frontline. Like our frontline is really bad early because our Lord is not a good fighter Lord. So we need someone else just in there. But I just don't think we can afford to get this early on. Like we really need the gyrocopters more than anything else. And our growth is garbage, so it's gonna take forever. Once we get these other towns, it'll help though. Okay, so that's good. Technology-wise, I think we want the growth quickly. So they redid a bunch of this stuff. Techs are still not amazing. Getting Oath Gold from buildings, Toolmaker money. Like, this stuff is pretty good once you get a bunch of things. Construction costs for provincial settlements is okay. Income from capitals, 15% is pretty good. Construction time for capital settlements, that's nice. So 5% replenishment, but the rest of it's kind of bad. So that's pretty good. And then campaign movement range. You do have an underway network where you can jump around to different places, which is pretty cool, but it's like a much later in the campaign you unlock that. So we'll talk about that later, but I do want to get into a couple more fights. And then, like, the fighting stuff is not amazing. You get 10% movement speed. For 1 point, that's pretty good. Recruitment for infantry is down. Militia training, that's only for miners, which... only for miners. So right there, that's 2 techs that are borderline worthless. This is shielded, so this is just Longbeard units. It's pretty good, but again, you have to go through like 2 garbage techs to get to that. I believe. Actually, no, you go through 1 garbage tech, and then you have to pay 250 Oath Gold, which is a lot. Get over to here. So I mean, I don't know. That's 4 melee defense there, and then you get armor. But like that just doesn't scale that well. Like these things are okay, but you really want to get to higher level units. You do get more missile block chance and missile resistance, so that's good, but it's not that amazing. And these are just like your ground firing units, which you're probably not going to have a lot of those. Those are kind of... I just don't think we're going to utilize them a lot. Now, this stuff for Iron Drakes, I might run 1 or 2 Iron Drakes if they work out well. We'll see. Because the flamethrowers are very, very good. They have line of sight issues, but they do a lot of damage to low armored, just clumps of infantry. Now you get 20% experience, plus 1 Grudge Settler unit capacity, which is good. We'll talk about the Grudge Settler stuff in a bit. Rune stuff. Okay, so this is for Iron Breakers and Hammers, I think. But that's just Iron Breakers. Encourage for Hammers and 10% for Hammers Iron. Now that's good. Armor and missile resist for those units. 5% is okay. So that's good. Those are the kind of units that you want. The Slayer stuff is obviously pretty good too. So this is nice, yeah, to get over to here, but it's like You have to get 7 techs. I don't know. I guess getting these for like your second, third armies, maybe, that you just want to run a cheaper army could be okay. But it's kind of 7 wasted techs to get over here. Not fully wasted, but like not great. And then you got gyrocopter stuff over here, which is very good. Not a lot of damage, just upkeep reduction and healing. Armor and missile resist. So there's some stuff that's good in there, but I think probably just going for this first. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me do this first, just for the movement speed, and then we can go over to the growth. Actually, getting this one for the recruitment, since we're going to be recruiting a lot of stuff early on, that might be worth. And then we'll switch over to the other one.
Dwarves alive.
Okay.
Ready the airship for.
Now, I don't know how much damage. Let's just try it out. Hopefully we get some good replenishment here. Probably a little bit more damage than I would like, but just for the sake of saving a little time here. And then I think you just want to occupy, especially ports.
This'll do. Move that stuff in, lads.
-3 corruption's pretty good.
I'm on it. All right.
I mean, this doesn't scale, but feels a little greedy not to maybe help out a little bit. The blue tree is just so bad. I think we're just going to have to wait a little bit on that and just risk a lightning strike problem. 20% extra ammo, huh? Range probably doesn't matter that much, but the ammo might. How many Slayers are we going to run is the question. Like, you don't want to overdo those too much. That does apply to hammers and iron breakers, though, so that does scale when we eventually get higher end stuff. And then his specialty stuff here, you get extra master engineer things. Slayers do more weapon damage, upkeep cost. That's faction wide too, I think. Tinker, replenishment for artillery and war machines. Okay, so extra accuracy and reload time. Architect. And extra deranged munitions. I guess I wish that included the bombs, but that doesn't include the bombs. Innovation tradition. How many we have? How many Slayers right now? We only have 1. We can hire a couple more soon.
By Grundy, it's me.
I guess I'm gonna go for Grimnir's heirs.
Explosives expert.
Try to get that carry damage, and then this guy.
The past is the past.
Okay, and then we want to put the Talisman of Preservation on this dude. This gives him the extra damage. And he can get character runes. And he has a Jewelsmith thing. Okay. Alright.
Engineer.
So we've got this. We get a little bit of extra growth. This is 10. That's 10. That, man, they nerfed port so much. Used to be 200 gold, 20 growth.
I'll figure it out.
Okay, and then
I'll try
higher.
not to kill you. Emphasis on try.
We're gonna need more of a front line. So dwarf warriors, and then I think great weapons. The only reason, well, these have a lot more melee defense. Now, great weapons are gonna do more damage, but we aren't facing a ton of armor early on. Well, that's not true. It depends. Some of those Norskin units can have a lot of armor. They do, like, way more damage, but they have less melee defense, so they die quicker. But I'm thinking that most of our carry units are probably going to be gyrocopters, doing a lot of the damage anyways. But having some armor-piercing ones are probably good. And then with this, like I said, I think we just wait with that growth and just try to get to this ASAP. Grab another Slayer, too. Possibly try to get Iron Drakes off of that. It's 4,000 gold, though. Probably not. We probably just buy this for the replenishment and crew capacity.
Greatest inventor.
So we want to wait on that. And I think we're good. Okay, so up here we filled up 18%. So basically whenever this fills all the way up, how do I click on Great Book of Grudges? So what this looks like is you've still got these legendary grudges where if you dwarves have to take control of all of these things, and you basically get like a teleport system where you can warp around to these different places, which is pretty nice. But dwarves are still not a super powerful faction. I know a lot of people aren't going to want to hear that, but compared to especially some of the newer like demonic factions, I don't think they're probably going to be able to hold their own in these places. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am. But you get Val's Anvil. If you settle this, destroy a bunch of the elves on the other side of the universe. Lothern, Tori of Rest, and Gay and Vale. Other ones that you can go for: kill all these people, you get Oath Gold and a bunch of settled grudges. Kill Clan Scryer and Clan Molder. And a dwarf faction has to hold Hell Pit and Skaven Blight. So these are cool, but they're probably not happening most of the time. You do get some cool landmark buildings for Talsa and Arguelon. Maybe with other dwarfs, it would be possible to get some of these. So if like you start off with Belagar or something, they're going to be a lot closer. Destroy all the evil dwarves, chaos dwarves, and greenskins over there. And you get the Underway network at a couple of other places. Okay, I think this is all the Norskin tribes up here. We can get that one. Nagaron, Cult of Pleasure, all these. Unique Dwarf Ward, that would be kind of cool. So that would be something like the White Dwarf could probably get to pretty easily. That's going to be tougher for me. +2 grudge settlers per army. Unit capacity per army. That's pretty good. So yeah, you get some interesting stuff there. You can get the other legendary lords. So this is nice. You have to have more grudges than them. A lot more. So it's whatever this number is plus 7,500. So you have to outdo them in terms of aggression by 7,500, which is a lot. And then you can spend all of that. I don't even think you spend it as a currency. You can use all of that to confederate them. So I like stuff where you're at a certain point, you're guaranteed a confederation, but you have to meet a bunch of objectives, and you're not going to get it until like in the mid game. I think that's pretty fun. And then these are your grudge settler units. So depending on how far you get, then you get certain things. So if you max it out, you get a temporary army, all grudge settler units. So you get one of each of these that you can hire, which is like a regiment of renown, basically. And the upkeep reduction is less. And you get a lot of growth and control. So you obviously want that, but that's going to be tough. But even if you can just get to tier 3, then you'll get one round of these units, which is pretty cool. It's 15 turns now? Oh, it was 10 turns. I'm like 99% sure it used to be 10 turns. Huh, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Because now you don't get your units until much later, but it's more likely you're going to get the bonus army. I think I'd rather have it at 10 turns. I just want more of those units. 15 feels like a lot, but it is what it is. Okay, let's not building anything there. We have any people we can be friendly with? I mean, we'd love to get trade partners. Okay, they're over there. I probably don't want to fight them.
The Boca Palace's doors are open to you.
Okay.
All Kislev things.
She's at war with Bersonling. Okay. So I think we just want to play nice with all the Kislevite people.
I care only for what you can offer me.
How much do they want for that? 36 gold. I'll take it. Because I'm trading 277 to him per turn.
You pay the...
Been a while since I played a faction where you can actually get trade agreements with, with people. I feel like the caravan system is a lot... I like the caravan system with the ogres and Cathay and all that a lot better as far as like trading resources. It's a lot more fun and interactive, but the traditional trade stuff's still fine. Okay, so we just want to get a front line early here. Oh, nice. He's already taken out that stuff. That's the homie in the north, man. That dude's sweet. That Kislev faction. He's your homie when you're a good guy. He's not your homie when you're one of those evil factions up there. He's pretty tough early on to deal with. Okay, so Wintertooth got stronger. Upgrade to airship hull hardened. I'm not sure what that is, but that's probably like, what, tier 2?
What?
Yeah. Okay, so we'll do that next turn.
What?
Then we got 3 turns on that.
By Grimney, it's me!
Oh, okay, so it automatically gives me... That's interesting. If you just occupy, it treats it as though you just won the fight and took the first option. That's nice. I like that. So, like, just occupying, you don't feel like you're losing out as much on not sacking and then occupying. Because you get 2 turns of +5 control. So that's going to help you out early on. And then a little bit of unit experience for everybody and some income. So, nice. Alright, and then... Where's the border? Oh, it's right there? Yeah, okay. I'm not going to be able to recruit in one turn then. I guess we'll just roll over here.
Blood along.
We're mostly healed up. Okay, so we can still hire airship. We'll go for the armor piercing here. Now over here, a question is, When do I hire up one of these guys to start recruiting for me? Because I'm not going to be in this province that much more. I think I can just wait until the airship. Or until I can hire gyrocopters. Because I just need more units. And hiring one a turn is not going to get it done. But next turn, after I take over this town, then I'll be able to hire units on my main guy. So I won't need the second lord for that. So it's a little greedy. And I would probably get the Demon Slayer Lord. He kind of fits your theme a lot of times. It's debatable. I mean, your traditional lord is going to be your best. Just throw him in combat, leave him alone. But your Demon Slayer is going to do a lot of the damage. So it just kind of depends on what you want. I don't know. There's definitely an argument for just taking the generic lord too. Worthy foe. Terror causing unit. Okay. Does he get any bonuses for like hiring demon lords? I can't remember. Or demon slayer lords. No. Okay, so maybe we just hire a normal lord just because the tank is kind of a big problem. Yeah, Way of the Guilds is not amazing early. Okay, I guess we'll do Gather the Throngs. I don't know, maybe I'm going to get priced into getting this stuff anyways early on. This is good for later stuff. But you kind of need a bunch of units for this to like, or a bunch of buildings for this to really matter. We'll see. But I think getting that recruitment cost early, while I'm still trying to fill up both armies, be nice money-wise. Okay, we're still waiting. One more turn on that. Bloody Sword's getting wrecked. Really? Oh, that's not the corn unit. That's just a knockoff. What's his name? The legendary lord. Because he's still down in the south. Okay, I like this guy.
Say the word, and the pulse shall be mobilized.
How much does he want for that? 1 gold? Sure.
Glorious.
I think I don't have him unlocked because I've never played Kislev long enough to get him unlocked. Which is kind of a weird mechanic that they were experimenting with. Like, you have to actually play the game to unlock some of these lords. Like, I don't know if I agree with that. I think just giving everybody the option right away is probably it. Oath Gold, I haven't gone into that, but you can't really buy anything worthwhile for a little bit. So we'll just get one more fight in this episode just to get something else interesting, and I'll talk about it. But it's basically the same as before. There's a couple of new items. They rebalanced a couple of things, but is basically you want to spend that Oath Gold to get like good value stuff, defensive value stuff early on.
The guild kicked me out. I was sure it was the god explode.
Well, I'll just show you right now since I mentioned it. Whereas, oh yeah, I can't even show you because it's 200. But basically, just there's like one that gives you armor early on. There's one that gives like resist and things. That's the kind of stuff typically that you want to get. Standard survivability stuff. Put it on your heroes. Okay, let's go ahead and do this fight. We hired those units, right? Yeah.
Undestructible, I called it. For a glorious death.
Okay, and then we have a couple units. Kind of surprised.
The past is the past.
Looks like they made this quite a bit easier to fill up that bar. I think we want to fight this because we need to be healthy. I don't know if we have enough replenishment to not fight it. Wish it would tell you how much on like everybody it's going to go down. It only tells you if they're eliminated. I think we'll fight it. Oh, my mouse is about to go. Okay. Shaking my head because the line of sight. How much armor does Felix has? 70. Okay. I guess we'll just call him 9, 8. Nope, hold up. Misclick, misclick.
Come on! This won't misfire! Gyrocopter! Cannon! Get moving! Go! Range fast! Move! Charge! Fire on the foe! Strike out!
Yeah, they're in the trees. Alright, we're gonna have to wait on that. Ooh, that did a lot of damage to them. That's nice.
Take aim! Plow through! Thunderous! I command the spirit of Bruni! Miners!
Oh, I didn't.
Nothing can stop us! Range fast! Range fast! Warrior on Grimnir!
What is lighting them up so much? I love to see it, but I don't understand how they're just the cannons, I guess. Okay, cannons putting in some work.
Range fast! For the Karazhan Corps! It is a reckoning! Move! Shoot! Measure! Overwhelmed! On my way! Hunger! They will fall! I will! Killux! Kazoo! Yes! Killux! Gyrocopter! Go! I know! Right! Shoot the Wazaks! On the way! Charge! Right! Will do! I will not rest! On track! Doing it! Make them pay! All right! Ready! Right on it! Kazoo! Stop! Nothing can stop us! I see command! Whoa! More on the floor!
Okay, they're all done. Nice, that was a much cleaner fight, because I actually have a front line this time. Got the Dwarf Warriors. I mean, it is important to remember that, you know, having a bunch of cool gunpowder units is good, but you still need the boring, just everyday infantry units just to walk up and tank stuff. Nice, that was pretty clean. Okay, so we got 2 fights in there. First episode, hopefully got you a lot of good information there. They are fun. I do like the dwarfs. They are cool, especially now that you're going to have access to, like, flying machinery type of units. Because that's always been my main sort of hesitation about dwarfs, is that they're very slow and they just don't have a lot of positional stuff. The gunpowder units are cool, but they just have major line of sight issues. So just having something flying or something on some kind of wheels, something mechanical, gets around those problems quite a bit. They already don't have magic either. Like, they added the runesmiths in there, so you get some stuff, some pseudo magic, but it's like you don't have magic, you don't have cavalry. You do have really cool lore. You do have some interesting infantry, but I wish they would have more, like, of the grenade throwing units too, like, where you could, like, play into that fantasy a little bit more. So, like, with they had that early on, but they nerfed those. I was like, what? Like, with the miners used to have double or triple the grenades you could throw. I always think that's really cool. You come up throwing those grenades. If you could upgrade it where you could throw them further or get more ammo or use them to destroy walls or something like that, that would be cool. If they needed to make it a higher tier unit to balance it out or add some other drawbacks, fine. But I just think that tactically that would be cool.
It's not home, but it'll do for now.
Okay. So yeah, we've already finished this. I think in my practice run, I was pretty close to being able to get this in 10 turns. I think it used to be like 2,400. But you just grab that, and then you just dash over, and we just start slaughtering some Norskins over here. And it felt pretty good. I'm not sure where we're supposed to go after we kill all the Norskins, if we get that. Because we can't go up here, because chaotic stuff. But after we get all this, I'm not really, like, entirely sure. We probably don't want to kill Empire. We just want to trade with them. So that's going to get a little bit weird. If we can do the underway system, maybe. Maybe we kill Bretonnians. Again, doesn't seem great. Obviously, they want us to, like, kill elves. Can we even do island? No. Like, they're... I just hate this, climate system, right? Like, they're asking me to go on this quest to go kill a bunch of dark elves, but chaotic wastelands off the table, right? Or they want me to go kill a bunch of high elves, but temperate islands off the table. They want me to go kill a bunch of wood elves, but magical forest is off the table. I mean, you can still occupy that stuff, but it makes it really obnoxious. Temperate is unpleasant. Oh my god, really? So even if I want to go get Bretonnia or Empire, I wish there was also just like a technology you could get or just something. If they want this climate system, I don't like it to begin with. I wish you could just go wherever you want, although I understand it thematically. Like, you don't want humans hanging out in the chaos waste. Like, there's supposed to be problems with that. I get it, but I wish there was at least a tech or a lord skill or just something that at least minimized some of these problems. Because it's like, uninhabitable is like a really big deal. It's like -3 public order, -50% upkeep, or like income from buildings, like +50% build times. Like, there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on there. But anyways, okay. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like and subscribe if you did. And I'll see you next time.